Hello again, everyone. Scoons Comics here with another exciting, oh so thrilling comic book haul. Yes, that is all the enthusiasm I have because it is early. I don't know when you're watching this, but this is early Sunday morning. I have my cup of coffee. And I got a busy day today, so I said I better get in front of the camera early and get this going because I have a stack of goodies here, people. I struck gold. For me, gold yesterday. And let me just get into it. I'll just start. So I spent the last week in Los Angeles, and I didn't get any comic books. Got nothing. But I did find an amazing bookstore out in LA. The Last Bookstore is what it's called. Go look it up. Check it out. It's an amazing place. And I picked up just a couple of paperbacks that I'll show real quick. I'm a big Kurt Vonnegut fan. I especially like these old Dell paperbacks from the 70s. Kurt Vonnegut's Player Piano. My father had some of these growing up on the bookshelves, and I would enjoy these covers, and I read several of them, so I'm slowly putting together these books when I find them. So anyway, here's Kurt Vonnegut's Player Piano. If you haven't read Vonnegut, you should. And if you have, he's amazing, right? Then I got Kurt Vonnegut's Galapagos. And then I just found this one just because it looks so good. J.R. Tolkien, Smith of Wooden Major and Farmer Giles of Ham. Look at this cover. So this is like the upteenth printing from 1982. The colors are great. It's got this little 25-cent tag from something else. This book cost me $1. The artwork, just the coloring is so good. And it also has, so it's a I didn't even notice it was a Hildebrandt cover. The Hildebrandt brothers did this one. But I laughed because, this is all just donations. So somebody had played a game in this, Us versus Them. I don't know. And just little notes like that again on the back. They've got that as well. And it's just so fun. It's just so fun. And I don't know how you see this. There are people in this world that would see this and think this is junk and not give it a second thought. I found this and I was like, oh my God, what a great treasure. This needs to come live with me. Am I right? Are they right? I don't know. But this looks friggin' cool. So I got those and no comic books. I got back to town. And I'm sure the good people at Half Price Books were concerned about my well-being because I hadn't been seen. And they had nothing new. They've got no new comics, which is sad. But they did have this one. In their locked cases, they've had this book. And originally it was $20. And I was like, no, I want that, but not for $20. And then I saw it got changed to 10 and 5, and it was still in the lock case. And then this week it made it to general population for $1.50. I think this is number 3. John Carter of Mars from Dell. See, look, here's all the different stickers from Half Price. They finally just said, fine, $1.50, and I picked it up. It's got this, it's ugly, it's dirty. It's got Eddie's name has been written here for some reason. I don't know why Eddie felt the need to claim this in pen. Could use a good cleaning besides that, but I'm a big John Carter of Mars fan. I like Edgar Rice Burroughs, and I've wanted these books for a while. There's several Dell comics that do an adaptation of John Carter, so I was happy to pick this up for $1.50 and bring it to the house. Even though Eddie will forever be on the cover, what you gonna do? Okay, so then yesterday, had the local comic book show, right? I've talked about this show many times. It's here once a quarter. I think of it as the Feast or Famine Con because I either come away with a big stack of books or I come away with a very small stack of books. The big draw to this place, they have a lot of stuff cheap. The main dealer, everything's $5 for $1, 50 books for $20, and then you just kind of, the more you buy, the bigger the discount, right? And I started going yesterday, and there's like 30 long boxes in the dead center of this little conference room in the hotel. And, the more you grab, you're sitting there carrying this stack of books between long box, your elbow, and other people. It's Comic-Con. Well, suddenly I've got like a stack like, yay. I had to grab a long box, which I never have to grab a long box. And I'm like, am I going to fill a long box? Because I'm in my comic book room right now. And it is raw chaos. I look like a hoarder. I'm not going to spin the camera around. But I've got books and crap everywhere. Everywhere. I need like to get accidentally locked in here for like 4 days and then just organize and clean. Oh my God, I can't even think about it. But to that end, I bought 140 comic books yesterday. Ha ha! I bought 140 comic books and I spent $44. That's amazing. None of it is super keys. I didn't find any Bronze Age, Silver Age, Golden Age gems. No, 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 no. This was all pretty much modern and 90s stuff, but is great. Plus, I found a ton of DCU logo variants, which I'll get into here in a second. So let me just get into it, or else I'll just keep talking. I'm not showing all 140. I'll explain as I go here. I'll just show you some fun stuff I picked up. So I picked up the Super Soldier #1 from DC and Marvel Amalgam Comics when they combined Captain America and Superman. I picked this one up because it's got the like logo, or the text box is blocked out here with white. And I had not seen that. I need to research this and see what that's all about. But I had not seen it. And general rule of comic collecting, if it's something you've never seen before, pick it up if it's cheap. So I was able to pick up the best thing about this show, besides the great DCU variant books I picked up, was there a lot of full runs of series that I would never have picked up if they were a regular price, but to get them 5 for $1, yeah, I picked a lot of these up. So I picked up the entire mini, so I'm going to show like the first issues of things and not the whole thing, because a lot of them you don't need to see recover. You don't need to see it recover. Coffee. I'm a little punchy, people. Coffee. Tarzan, Warlord of Mars, John Carter from Dark Horse. Look at this cover. I picked up the whole mini-series. I'm really excited to read this. Again, I probably would have paid $2.50 each, but I mean, I don't know when this actually came out, in the 90s probably. But to find them all for, you know, less than 25 cents each, yeah, very happy to pick up that mini-series. And then I shouldn't start with that issue. Hang on. Bear with me. So, and then here's like one of the older ones I found from 1984. Atari Force #1 from DC. This is just a book that I've been aware of forever. It's nothing key, it's nothing important, but in comic history, it's a fun little book, and to find it in a 5 for $1 bin, yeah. I could have picked up the entire run, but I did not. But I did pick up the last issue, issue 20 of Atari Force. So I like to collect last issues. I love to read that last paragraph or page from the editor explaining why this has been canceled. Sometimes they're very like, oh shucks, thanks for enjoying the ride with us. Other times they're very bitter. It's always fascinating to read those things. So glad to pick up another final issue. A theme you'll see continue here. Oh gosh. You know what else I picked up? J. Michael Straczynski's Rising Stars #24, the last issue in the series. I have like the first 18 issues of this, and I never finished the series. I was reading it as it went along in like the early 2000s, but then they got all behind and it never was coming out, and it got done. I never finished it. And I was like, one of these days I'll find that at the Feast or Famine Con, and I'll be able to pick them up, because I didn't want to spend the eBay money to pick them up. Even just a few bucks was too much in my mind's eye. But 5 for $1. I finished my run. Here's the last issue. Looking forward to finally reading this whole series. Oh, man. I picked up the first like 6 issues of Ex Machina, Brian K. Vaughan and Tony Harris. I love Tony Harris from Starman, but I've heard good things about this series, so to find the first 6 issues, very cool. I suppose that could also be spec. I don't know if they do a movie or something. Whatever. Y the Last Man issue. What the hell issue is this? Well, it's the last issue of the run. I want to say it's 60 something. But the last issue of Y the Last Man. I was happy to pick that up. I always say I'm happy to pick things up. Like I was pained to pick this up. I don't know why I say things like that. I picked up this whole 7 Soldiers Zatanna series, 1 through 4 from Grant Morrison. Everybody loves Zatanna, so to get that series, love Grant Morrison. I don't love Grant Morrison, I shouldn't say that. Grant Morrison is always interesting to read. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's, ooh, Grant was on something when he wrote this. But it's always different. It's always different. So happy to pick those up. Again, happy to pick those up. A little punchy. More coffee. Okay. Hey, here's a key. They had a whole run of John Byrne's Next Men except for the first Hellboy. I thought for a second I was going to snag that. I've come close to that at half price now at this comic show. I'm just reading the whole runs of Next Men and I'm like, oh my gosh, is first Hellboy? No, that's gone. Or is it? Because they had Next Men 14, which I've showed again in a recent video I picked up. This has like a sketch drawing of Hellboy in it, like in the background. So the Hellboy fans really like this one. You can get a few bucks for this, so happy to pull. I keep saying happy to pull it out. I'm going to stop. It was awesome to get this book. Punchy, 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 punchy. I picked up a ton of Astro City. I have a bunch of the Image Astro City, and when they moved over to Wildstorm and then DC, I have a bunch of those. But I'd never picked up the whole run, so they had a ton. I don't know if I picked up duplicates for myself. I'm not sure, but they were so cheap. I picked up a bunch, and I'm not going to show them all, but they do have amazing covers. But they also had the very first issue of the original series, Astro City #1. Why this isn't more sought after, I have no idea. The series is great. The art's great. The writing is great. These covers by Alex Ross are amazing. So if you can find these for a buck or under, oh yeah, pick it up every time. So look at that. Brings me back. Great memories there. I picked up a newsstand copy of Excalibur #1. Just because, why not? It's Excalibur #1, newsstand, 20 cents. Yeah. Okay, so here was some spec and some fun. Everyone's talking about DC properties this week because James Gunn unleashed his blueprint for the DC universe in film shows and movies they're going to make. So suddenly people are like, Booster Gold #1, losing their minds. It's hilarious. And The Authority is another title that's been really popular now, going for much more online than it had been just a few weeks ago. And I had a nice run of Authority I'd picked up, I don't know, 6 months ago. But they had the first 29 issues in this bin, and I picked them all up. So here's Authority #1. Not the first appearance of the Authority or anything like that, but the first issue of the series. Got the first 29 issues. Really excited about that. I'm going to sit down and read them all again. Because I had a bunch of the Mark Miller, Frank Quitely books, because I enjoy Frank Quitely's art. But that also left me with some holes in the logic of what... I was reading an incomplete story, so I was like, what the hell is happening in this book? So now I got all 29 issues. I'll sit down and read that, so that should be fun. The Authority. So a lot of this is, again, it's just reading material, man. It's nothing that like, oh my God, I got the first appearance of Gambit or whoever. Like, it's again, I think I echoed this in my last video. Comic books are fun, and they're fun to read. And I got a bunch of them to read for dirt cheap. So many. I've got so many books sitting here. Epic Comics, 6 for Serious, 4-issue limited series by Doug Mensch and Paul, is it Gacy? Glacy? I like Doug Mensch. I enjoy his writing. Big Batman fan from the 90s, so happy to... I'm going to say happy again. Do I do that in all my videos? If I go back and rewatch all my videos, am I just saying happy to pick this up? Whew. Composed. Again, Sunday morning filming. A little punchy. Anyway, cool series. Looking forward to reading it and putting these in new bags and boards. These are all dirty as can be. Whew. That's okay. I just like this creative team, and this book is huge. So I picked it up, so it just looked fun. Adventure Man from Matt Fraction and Terry Dodson from Image, #1. Just want to read it and see what it's about. Looked fun. What a novel concept for comic books. Oh, I love this cover. Gotham City Knights. Picked this up strictly because the cover looked cool. Batman Gotham City Knights #59, featuring this beautiful Jay Lee cover with Mr. Freeze and Batman. Look, Mr. Freeze is about to take a little chisel and just like crack Batman open. Oh, wow. Jay Lee's art is so good. I don't know why he's just not like a permanent cover artist somewhere. His stuff is amazing. 20 cents. I picked up, God, this is all bent. And the backing board's all yellowed. But it is the final issue of Blue Devil, Blue Devil 31. I don't think I have Blue Devil #1, but the final issue, yeah, I'll check that out. My comic book collection's kind of goofy. Psy-Force #1 from the new universe at Marvel. At one point in time, this was from Hot Comics and Collectibles for $1. I have no idea where that store is, but it's in my collection now. Aha! Got a couple of these cool looking reprints that I enjoy, these Millennium Editions. Detective Comics 395. And this one I really wanted. New Gods #1. I think this might be the only Kirby goodness I picked up all day. I was really trying to find some Invader issues, and I found a couple, but they were ones I had, and I try not to be greedy at these things. So you know, like by that I mean if I have doubles of it already or a couple copies, well, I don't need to keep picking up more, even though it's a good deal. Rick Remender, I really enjoy his writing, and they had several issues of The End League from Dark Horse. I know nothing about this, but it's Rick Remender. It's a series I haven't read, so yes, I picked it up. How many more of these do I have? Okay, a little bit longer video for me. For some reason, I never picked this up. I have the first 2 issues. I never picked up the rest of the series, so then I picked up the whole thing here. Neil Gaiman and Andy Kubert's 1602 from Marvel. This is issue 1. I have the whole series of that now. Hey, my comics all fell in the short box. Don't mind me. How y'all doing? I picked up something called Welcome to Mystic U from DC. Just look like fun young magicians. Again, Zatanna. I know nothing about it, but they had like first 4 issues. Yeah. For under $1 for all 4? Yeah, I'll do that. And I think I have this issue already, but I picked it up again anyway because I'm crazy. The last issue of DC Comics Presents, number 97. And then I had the run-up to this, but I never had the rest of it. This is Justice Society of America when they do the Kingdom Come crossover. I enjoyed Justice Society a great deal, but for some reason I just didn't pick these up. So Justice Society of America number 14. Beautiful Alex Ross cover. And 15. 16. Showing these because the cover is just so good. 17. And 18. All these books just I'm looking forward to reading. It makes me very happy. And then Kingdom Come Special, the Kingdom one-shot. So that was awesome. But then, I always look for the DC Universe logo books at this con because there's so many books. And the last few cons, I found like 1. You know, there's been nothing. I think I pulled 25 of them yesterday, including like 17 that I did not have at all. So I'm going to show those books off. I was so excited. I covet these things so much, and I assume everyone else is too, that I ended up buying several duplicates. Now I'll trade them or sell them on eBay. So you can at least get like $5 a copy, right? You can if you look on eBay for recently sold DC Universe logo variants, everything's at least $5 or more. Plus then the $5 to $10 shipping. People will pay it. It's crazy. But I got all these for like 20 cents each, if that. But yeah, so I'm pulling these out of long boxes and I'm quickly like hoarding them and putting them in my pile because I'm like, in my mind's eye, I'm nuts. And other people are going to swoop in and try to grab them. Oh my God, everyone wants these DCU books. I don't know if they do or not, but I do. This cover is so good. So I'm going to have to start reading Aquaman from the 90s at DC because I love these books so much. They look so good, and it's Peter David writing. Aquaman number 6 with this super random Mike Mignola cover. Looks so good with the monsters and the colors, but look at that DC Universe logo. Oh my God, that's so cool. I love it. Love that book. Then I got Aquaman number 7. So excited. I was so happy to get these. I was beyond happy, excited, thrilled. Aquaman 23. so rare to get such a haul like this of the DC Universe logo books because I just don't find them. Azrael 16 with this cool red and black logo. I got 2 copies of this actually. Azrael number 19. Justice League America 99. This is the first book I fished out that day of the DCUs. I was like, okay, good. At least I got one DCU book that I need. And then I got so many more. What a good day. Supergirl number 3 from 1994. And then Supergirl number 2 from 1996. Superman Man of Steel 44. And then here, these are my 2 favorites. Oh, I love these covers. You know what? I'm going to show them in reverse order. Wonder Woman number 101, the start of the John Byrne run. I didn't even know there was a DCU logo of this. So that's really cool. John Byrne, not at the height of his powers here, but still a fun book. And then I love this cover and this logo. It's so 90s. Wonder Woman number 93. her weird 90s outfit. But this like light purple DC Universe logo, I just think it looks so cool. Man. So yeah, just a stack of DC Universe books. Again, this Aquaman cover is just amazing. I'm happy. Very happy. That's what I got. Y'all be well. I will see you soon.